On today's episode, we talk to Ashley Fuentes, owner of Staging the Nest, who provides home staging and redesign services throughout the Houston area. Listen in as we talk about how Ashley has grown into one of the top staging business companies and find out what to say when sellers want to wait to list their homes. Now let's get started.
This is the Stage Your Boss podcast from StageYourBoss.com with the founder of HSRA, Jana Uselton. The Home Staging and Redesign Association is a group of like-minded professionals dedicated to revolutionizing the real estate industry by making a difference in the lives and businesses of home stagers and redesigners everywhere. Join us as we talk to the best of the best in this industry from all over the world and hear how they are using their training and experience to make a difference in the clients they serve. If you are a real estate industry expert looking for better ways to market and sell properties, join us for this podcast series.
Hey everyone, it's Jana with HSRA, and we are here on the Stage Your Boss podcast. We're so excited that you're joining us and you're listening in. Our goal is for you to be able to connect with our speakers, with our teams that are all across the country so that you can learn how they're working their business, as well as if you're in their local area, for you to partner with them to take your business to the next level. So without further introduction, I would love to introduce Miss Ashley Fuentes. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, Jana. Thank you so much. I'm Ashley Fuentes. I own Staging the Nest. We are located in Montgomery, Texas, just north of the Woodlands. And we service properties and agents and homeowners pretty much all over the Houston metropolitan area and greater Houston areas. We go as far north as Huntsville and as far south as like South Houston area. So we service a pretty big distance for our business. And we do specialize in vacant and occupied staging. And so we offer a lot of options for our realtor clients as well as homeowners.
That's so great. And Ashley, you know, we've known each other for years now. It's been so fun to get to know you, your team, and how did you even come up with Staging the Nest?
Well, it's so funny. I was coming up with ideas for business names and just jotting down a bunch of different ideas. And I was, doing words play on home and, different things about house and home and family and things like that. And I came up with a laundry list of business names, and I actually surveyed about 50 people. And I asked realtor friends of mine, family, other friends, and just said, what do all of these names kind of say to you? Which ones are impactful to you? Because I liked kind of 2 or 3 of them. And I wanted to make sure that the actual name would do well in our market. So I think being in Houston and Texas and the South, you can kind of play up the nest and kind of do things like that. And so that was one of my top names. And actually it tied for number 1 with another name. And so it was actually a very easy decision for me. So
Well, I love it. I think that it's great. It sends that message. We're all kind of nesting as we have these homes, and it makes sense. People say if a 3rd grader cannot understand what you do by just looking at the name, then you might need to change it. And so you have those keywords there that really hit home and connect with people. And so when you're thinking about the Houston area and serving the Houston area, tell me a little bit about real estate in Houston. What's it doing right now?
Well, we're in January right now, so we just came off of a little bit of a slower season. November, December slowed down a little bit during the holidays, but we still had, stages going out. We still see a lot of homes on the market, people still selling. We actually had several that people were really pushing to try and get closed before the end of the year. And we haven't really seen a huge slowdown in the industry, just a little bit around the holidays. But we did a lot of consulting in December, people really trying to get ready for the spring season. And so, January 1 came, January 2, people were like lining up to book their stages for January and February. So we are still seeing it kind of, rolling out pretty smooth. And a big thing for us is that we continue marketing throughout the whole year to make sure that we are still reaching out to all of our realtors and investors and making sure that, we know that, there's going to be a little bit of a slow time, but, whenever they're ready to get those houses ready to go, we're kind of front of mind with them, and we're constantly trying to touch base with them and make sure that they remember that we're there. We run specials and things during the holidays. So we have seen that real estate in and of itself is staying pretty steady in Houston. We actually have had some busier times when in previous years it was a little slower, and some slow times whenever it was busy. So this in 18, it was a little bit different. Actually, we slowed down in some of the months in the summertime, and then we picked back up in the late, like fall, early, like winter season, which normally that's when we slow down. So
Right.
It's been a little interesting, but definitely staying busy and consistent.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think that you've just given agents some really good talking points when it comes to clients, sellers wanting to wait and put their house on the market, next year. Let's do it then, because number one, you guys are offering incentives to stage that you may not be offering throughout the year. Two, everybody else is waiting. And so now we know supply and demand within real estate. So do you want to wait until everybody else is hitting the market, or do you want to get those serious buyers now? Do you want to stand out? So I think that those are really, really good talking points for agents. And so tell us about, what you guys try to do when you go into these homes. Maybe you get a call from an agent and they're saying, hey, I've got an upcoming listing. Here are the specs on it. Can you get me a quote? What would be your process or your procedures taking that potential, quote into service with you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of explaining that with our vacant services is probably the easiest way of explaining that. We can actually give a quote fairly quickly. So we have a quick staging quote form on our website. So any agents that can either call us or they go to our website, they fill out the information, or they can have their homeowner fill it out, either way. It asks all the kind of specific parameters around the house that gives us some really good information. We follow up with a call, make sure that we've answered all of their questions. They've seen everything that they need to know about our service, or if we can answer anything else. And then we do like to get photos of the property. That helps us see the specific areas that they're wanting to have staged. We can see the color palette, kind of get an idea of the scale of the rooms, and then we're able to send over a quote. And typically that process can happen within minutes, depending on how quickly we can get them on the phone or get a response back via email, depending on their communication preference. And then from there, if they are ready to move forward, our quick staging quote is a very easy process. They select their package, they accept their quote, and then the contract is ready to go for them. And as soon as we received their signed contract, then we're ready to really move forward. Once we receive that, we're able to schedule their stage, and then on our back end, we can start prepping the stage as far as making the inventory selections and then scheduling the staging date for them. So our turnaround on that is typically between 3 and 5 days as far as availability. And price point of home, if it's a luxury property, it might take a little bit more time. But our, kind of average household price point of a home in Houston can take us anywhere from about 2 to 5 business days for us to get it scheduled, staged, and have it ready for to hit the market.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's really good, because we know time is money when it comes to listing and selling properties, and really the preparation process in itself can be a challenge. So how, do you guys have to go see homes? I know you get the question like our staging company does, and we have stagers, throughout the country. That's part of our association. We all do things a little bit different. It sounds like you're trying to save some time and potentially money and get a quick quote turnaround. So do you need to go walk that property, see the property before you get that quote?
Not always. Most of the time we don't. We can pretty much quote if there's maybe a previous listing or if it's on the market currently, we can go online, check out those photos, or if they can email us photos, that's super helpful, and we can get things out to people super fast. If they don't have photos or it hasn't been listed, and they would like for us to come out and view the property, we can certainly schedule that. We do a vacant staging consultation for $75, and we go out, view the property, we put the proposal together for them, and then if they do move forward with us, then basically we credit back the $75 back to, towards their package. So for the most part, most people are like, oh yeah, you can give it to me now. I have photos on my phone. So let me just text them or email them over to you guys. And as soon as we have them, that's as much information really as what we need, unless it's a home that is larger in square footage, or they have a very odd layout, or there's some challenges that are in the property that they really feel like they need someone to be there to address. And then of course we'll say, yes, let's come out, let's take a look at it, make sure that what we're planning as far as the inventory we're putting into those rooms will fit the rooms appropriately and really target those buyers.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great. Well, it sounds like you've got a pretty good proven repeatable system to get these quotes out and help your clients. You guys have any challenging homes, any projects that come up? I mean, how do you even deal with those whenever maybe you get over to the home and it wasn't quite what you expected? I'm sure the pictures help,
yeah.
But how do you guys work around some of those challenging projects?
Well, first and foremost, what we do is, we plan out our rooms as far as, how many areas we'll be staging. So if we do a heart of the home package, we plan out those rooms accordingly. And then we always bring an extra tub of additional accessories for our what ifs. And then in some cases, we'll bring an additional console table or maybe an extra armchair. And that way, if we are in a situation where maybe there is some additional spots that, feel a little awkward, or the room was too big and we need to create another vignette in that space, we can do that. Mm-hmm. There's always challenges. Every single
right.
house we go into, there's a challenge. So, one that we've recently done, we were in the middle of staging and they had a showing right as we were moving furniture in. So for us, that is a part of our process and our safety, that we do not have anyone in the home while we're staging it, because we have inventory coming in and out, we're moving things off the truck, and it's for our safety as well as their safety. So situations like that, we just deal with on a case-by-case basis. And at the end of the day, there's challenges in everything we do in life, and we just roll with it, make a decision, and basically try to accommodate our client, because at the end of the day, we want them to be happy and satisfied with our service, and the goal is to get the home sold.
Absolutely. I mean, you're so right. And, sometimes same thing, our business will get someone and they're like, oh, this home looks amazing, but I'm not really sure about that chair or that lamp. And we have to really remind them that the goal is to sell a home. That might be one tiny little piece of the puzzle of the beautiful landscape and the story that we're telling for that project. And so removing our personal taste and style, removing everyone else's personal taste and style, and saying, who is our target buyer that's moving into this area? Let's now do a demographics, a psychographics, look at what their wants, likes, desires are, and let's really have this home tell their story. And I think that that's huge. So that only comes with, companies like yours that are experienced and also excellent at what they do. And who do you love to work with, Ashley? I mean, what is an ideal client for you?
Oh man. So we actually have some really amazing clients, whether they be realtors, homeowners, investors. I would say the clients that call us and just say, we know that you know what you're doing, do what you do and come in and just get it done for us. That's really kind of our ideal client, no matter who they are.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, it is about the result. Let's get the home sold. And I think our results and our photos and things that we put out really speak for themselves. And so when we email our clients with a proposal, there are links to other listings that they can see that have those results in them. They can see what our staging style looks like. And at the end of the day, it is about staging. It's not design. This is a totally different service than design. So we give that education to them, but at the end of the day, once they have the experience with us and then they say, yes, that worked for me, next time I'm going to call you, you just get it done. And that's really kind of our ideal scenario, and what works best in partnerships for long-term relationships.
Yeah, so good, so good. And you know, sometimes we do have those challenging clients and those challenging moments because there's so many moving parts. We're literally, you know, moving into a home, setting it up in a matter of a few hours, and then we're having to come back and move out strategically the right time. So I think that you're right. Any client that gets it, that really understands that we are merchandising a property for show, and we're creating a show and tell moment, then, you know, and putting some clothes on this naked home, most likely. We know that occupieds also are a service that we do. And what does occupied service look like with your company when it comes to people, you know, living in the home while they're listing?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually offer a variety of different occupied services, from consultations, whether they be walk and talk consultations or actual 2 and 4 hour touch-ups, to full 8-hour, like full day occupied staging. And then within that, we offer services that are working with their items or bringing in accessories and kind of adding to, where it would be like an occupied plus hour stuff.
Sure.
So we do, you know, artwork, accessories, artificial plants, and things to really make it, give that completed stage kind of model home feel. We will bring in some furniture pieces as needed, depending on the circumstances of the home. But really, it's the key there is really working with the things that they have and bringing in the essentials that they need so that they get the best return on investment, because it's not about trying to move them out and then let's make it look like an unlived in home. At the end of the day, it is a functional space for them. So we talk about functionality versus staging, and we have to give them some quick tips on how to live in a staged home. And
Right.
this is all about our process when we go out on a consultation with our homeowners.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. And so you probably get this, like we get this, like tons of stagers within our association get nationally, you know, the call that says, hey, what's your price to stage? And you feel like that you're a commodity, that you're transactional based, and that you have to be the cheapest person in town to get a job. And then, of course, you know, it's a box of chocolates because we're not a licensed industry. And so looking at professional companies that have had longevity, the experience and the expertise, what do you say to people that call just looking for a quote and wanting to know, you know, hey, Ashley, are you guys the cheapest stager in town, is really what they're, what the words behind the words are asking.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we are not the cheapest in town. We don't ever claim to be the cheapest in town, but, you know, we do like to educate our clients on what they're getting, and the quality of the furniture and the accessories that we're putting in, the abundance of things that we're putting in. We don't just go in and do vignette staging where you get a little armchair and an accent table and that's a room. We're fully furnishing sofas, coffee tables, side tables. So there's a lot of components that go into that. And then beyond that, our team to be able to execute that stage for them. So we do like to educate them on our process, who, you know, what our team looks like, the delivery service, the, you know, from basically start to finish, and why we charge what we charge. And, you know, a lot of times we'll have people that'll call and say, oh, I can get that same thing for $1,400, or, you know, 50% off, or whatever the case may be. And we do like to educate them on the differences. And sometimes people, at the end of the day, it is just about price because they're on a strict budget. And in those cases, we like to talk with them about what their budget is and see if we can maybe fit a service within their budget,
Right.
And try to customize something for them. But we are not the cheapest stager. And unfortunately, if you are the cheapest stager, you're probably not going to last in business very long because there is so much overhead expense in this business. And to be able to provide our clients with the service that we need to, there are a lot of expenses that go into it.
Sure. It is the cost of doing business. And, we've been in business for since 2002. I know you guys have been in the business years and years, and it's like you learn lessons learned in that. You've seen a lot of stagers come and go. You see a lot of newbie stagers pop up and maybe they haven't had training and they're working out of their home and they have no insurance. So I think the liability in hiring someone off the street could really come back. Just went through getting my real estate license just to be a content matter expert, and knowing the due diligence, knowing what is it, our fiduciary responsibility, right, to make sure that we're recommending right vendors and partners to make this process as smooth and as right as possible. It may be worth an extra, several $100s in investment to get the right company to come in and do it right. Do it right, do it once. That's what we say and teach here at HSRA. And I love that about you because your heart is excellence. Your heart is to help people, just like you would your family, and treat everybody that way. And if I were to say, what's your company in a nutshell? This is not a pre-question that I gave you, but what would you say at the end of the day that you want Staging the Nest to be known for?
Well, the number one thing is we want to support our clients. We want to be there as the arms and legs of our agents, be out there in the field and really helping grow their business because we are an extension of their business. Mm-hmm. And we want to represent those agents that we're working with. But on the other side of that, with our homeowners, because sometimes those homeowners, they are more of a one-time service or maybe a two-time service because they're moving and maybe they've moved across country and that's done. But we want them to feel that this is a stress-free situation. This is a white glove situation where we were coming in and we are just taking care of these services for them. They don't have to lift a finger to get this done. They just need to say yes to us and let us come in and do it for them. And really for us in our market, we want to be, positioned as one of the top stagers in the Houston area and have a very large basis of agents that we work with, and we are really growing that. And we have had so many agents that have come on board with us, and they see our process and they're like, wow, I have never had this kind of experience before with another stager in this area. So that is, in a nutshell, what I want all of our clients to feel is, yeah, wow, I am blown away because we over deliver every time.
Sure. Yeah, I love that. Client experience, I think, is huge. And you're not afraid to work with the investors. You're not afraid to work with the builders. You're not afraid to do that luxury, $3.5 million on it, whatever it looks like. You guys can handle any of those homes that people throw at you. Because the beauty is, with our association, we're all working together. We have wholesale, outlet as far as furniture and accessories. We can get the high end. We can get everything that a client's going to need to be able to help them. We obviously have cost of doing business, and we want to have that respect relationship with our clients to say, let us do what we do best. And at the end of the day, if we can help you sell this home for 10% more, 11% more, you can have less days on market. It's definitely, worth that investment. So any last minute things, Ashley, that you want to say to maybe anybody that's watching out there?
Absolutely. So 2019 is a big year for us, and we are growing our team. We are growing our service options, and just look out because we have a lot of things coming your way. And we hit social media hard, and look out for a lot of our posts and things that we're doing. We're going to have a lot of lot of fun and exciting things happening this year. And we hope that our business can be a part of your household or your business as well.
Yeah, that's so good. And how would they contact you guys? What's the best
Absolutely.
way?
Our phone number is 832-427-2463. Our website is stagingthenest.com. And on the website, there are a million places on every page where you can click for a quick staging quote, and that submits it right over to us, and we're able to get in touch with you immediately.
That's so good. Well, I just want to thank you, Ashley, for being part of our association, for really understanding, that you're also investing in CE, just like those agents are. You are a huge part. You're part of our elite membership, and we're going to all be coming to see you guys here shortly in Houston, bringing tons of people. You're a national speaker with us, and we're excited and that you're helping lead this industry. And I just wish you guys all the success, and we're glad to partner with you.
Thank you so much, Jana.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you.